The field effect transistor. The field effect transistor is a three-terminal unipolar semiconductor device. Unipolar means current conduction is only through that of the majority carriers. The FET is a current. The current in the FET is controlled by an electric field, hence the name field effect transistors. So the classification of FET, it mainly classified into two types as JFET and MOSFET. JFET means junction field effect transistor, and MOSFET it is the metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor. JFET again classified into two types as N-channel JFET and P-channel JFET, and this MOSFET again two classifications we have: the enhancement mode MOSFET and depletion mode MOSFET. They have their N-channel and P-channel counterparts also. The structure and symbol of the junction. Let us see first about the junction field effect transistor. First, the structure and symbol of the JFET. So as I have told you earlier, this is a three-terminal device: the source, drain, as well as the gate. So coming to that of the N-channel JFET, it is a N-type semiconductor device. It consists of an N-type semiconductor bar, and the source is made at the bottom, and drain we have at the top. Ohmic contacts are made for it, and gate is formed by a P-type semiconductor. So there is a junction between P and N, so it is the junction field effect transistor. Source is the one through which the majority carriers enters into the JFET, and drain is the one through which the majority carriers leave the JFET, and gate is the one which controls the flow of majority carriers inside the channel. So this is the symbol of the N-channel JFET. And coming to that of the P-channel JFET, it is made of a P-type semiconductor bar, and an N-type region is formed to form the gate. So here in P-channel JFET, holes are the majority carriers. The holes move through the channel, right? Then about the operation. So the gate source voltage, or the gate source voltage, it is reverse biased. The gate source junction, this gate junction is always reverse biased, and the positive terminal is connected to that of the drain, and the negative terminal is connected to that of the source. So in this condition, since this is more positive compared to that of the source, electrons move from the source to that of the drain. In N-channel JFET, electrons are the majority carriers. The electrons move from that of the source to that of the drain. So the current drain, drain current flows in the opposite direction. So for a fixed value of VDS, as the gate to source reverse voltage VGS is increased, the depletion layer width at the gate junction increases. Increase in the depletion layer width decreases the channel width and the area of the electrons movement. In JFET, the drain current ID depends on the gate source reverse voltage VGS. So in the operation of the P-channel JFET, we have, this is again reverse biased. The VGS, this gate source junction is reverse biased, and you are connecting the drain to that of the negative terminal and the source to that of the positive terminal. Since in the P-channel JFET, holes are the majority carriers, the movement of the holes will be from that of the in this direction. So the current due to the movements of the holes will be in the opposite direction. The current due to the holes is ID, the drain current, it will be in the opposite. For a fixed value of VDS, as the gate source reverse voltage VGS is increased, the depletion layer width at the gate junction increases. Increase in the depletion layer width decreases the channel width and the area for the holes movement. In JFET, the drain current ID depends on the gate source reverse voltage VGS. Coming to the characteristics, we have two characteristics here: the static characteristics as well as the transfer characteristics. The static characteristics is drawn between the VDS and ID. VDS is the drain source voltage which is to be taken in the x-axis, and ID is the drain current which is taken in the y-axis, and keeping VGS that is gate source voltage to be constant. So gate source voltage is kept constant, and the value of for a different value of VDS the current ID is measured and it is plotted. Now this plot, it has three major regions. First one is the ohmic region, second nonlinear region, third pinch off region, and the breakdown region. In the ohmic region, the current ID increases from O to E. It follows the ohm. There is a linear increase in the, as VDS increases, ID also increases. In the nonlinear region, it follows the reverse voltage law. It follows the reverse square law. Then comes the turn of the pinch off region. In the pinch off region, it reaches the current ID reaches the saturation level. Even if we increase the VDS, there will not be any increase in the ID. It has to come to that of the pinch off. So this VDS will be, ID will be constant in this region. Once this that is preceded by this pinch off region, we have the breakdown region. Once this VDS reaches the breakdown region, the current ID, the drain current ID shoots up. So this is about the static characteristics. Coming to the transfer characteristics, it's a graph which is drawn between VGS and ID. So keeping VDS constant. So for a constant VDS, the graph between VGS and ID is drawn, which is give the transfer characteristics. So when VGS is 0, we are having some current ID that is said to be IDSS. As VGS is increased, the VDS, as the gate source voltage is increased, and VDS is going on decreasing, and it reaches a voltage VGS off at one point. VGS off, the gate source voltage at which the drain current becomes 0 is said to be VGS off voltage. Okay, thank you.